Wow. Can't believe we have a theme song this week. That was great.
Oh,
Fantastic.
What was the
to
name of
hear
that
it.
song again, Tony?
Blood Gulch.
Welcome to week 6 of the This Week in Film podcast, the show where we discuss the movies we watched this week. I'm Nick Panotto, joined as always by Charlie Chester and Tony LeBoy.
What's up?
Hey, guys.
Charlie, what did you see this week?
Early this week. This week I watched Trumbo. Trumbo is it's got Bryan Cranston. He just got nominated for an Academy Award for it, and he plays a true life writer that was a communist, outwardly so, before the McCarthy trials, when everyone was thinking it's okay to voice your opinion because you're in America. And then all of a sudden, McCarthy trials come around, he's vilified, goes to jail, and can't get work. But the big thing is he's still working under other writers' names. So a lot of these classic films that are coming out...
he's blacklisted, you say.
He's blacklisted. And one of his films actually wins an Academy Award during the blacklist under another person's name. And they find out that the person that it's under doesn't exist. So it's all about like him getting his credit and
Good. Yeah.
Everyone loves dessert.
Good watch.
it was awesome. It was really good. And not just because Cranston is amazing in it. It was informative, and I looked up a lot of the characters in the film, and it seemed pretty historically accurate what they pulled off. So it was great, and I was surprised to find out that Jay Roach directed it.
Oh, the Austin Powers guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, what was the last movie he did? Survey says The Campaign.
Charlie, does Bryan Cranston stay the man? Right now, he's everybody's A-list guy. Everyone loves him. Does this movie continue that, or is this the start of his trail off?
Well, he was the best part of Godzilla, I think. So
I agree.
He nailed that.
Right.
That movie sucked.
And
Debatable. I enjoyed it.
oh man, we can go a whole episode about both Godzilla movies.
There's a lot of Godzilla movies.
Well, both American Godzilla movies.
I like the Matthew Broderick one, and I like the Bryan Cranston one even better.
Wrong on both counts. Charlie, continue.
And absolutely, does he go full character acting in this, and like Johnny Depp just come out with some weird character? No, it's good. It's relatable. He's definitely a different character than Walter White from Breaking Bad. He's not recognized. Like, you don't look at this character, this person, and say that's Bryan Cranston. You say Trumbo.
You're able to lose him in the role.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Tony,
Yes.
what did you see this week?
This week I saw Cartel Land, which is a powerful documentary, Oscar nominated. It's about the Mexican drug war and the cartels taking over in Mexico, and basically focuses on. There's two stories. One of them is weaker. Like, they kind of go out and follow these kind of redneck type guys.
Which is the stronger story?
The stronger story is there's a doctor in Mexico, and he basically organizes like this small militia to fight the cartel.
El Doctor.
Yes. And the small militia starts defeating more and more of the cartel and starts taking over, and then
Led by a doctor?
Hey,
led
Tony,
by a doctor.
I have a surprise.
Yeah,
I
what?
watched this movie as well this
You
week.
watched it as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What did you think of it?
Shocking.
I thought it was good. I think the director, storyteller had a directive. Like, he wanted to tell a certain story. And you could tell that, like, he's following the paths of certain people. Like the weak storyline, for instance. I think he wanted to tie that in so badly, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And they probably invested a lot of time in it, so they just, whatever. Use it as like a bookend sort of thing. But at one point, I'm like, okay, this story is interesting, but it feels like there's so much opinion in here from the filmmaker, but it does give you that
I mean,
cool ending.
yeah, in the grand scheme of things, a documentary is always going to take one side of the story and make it shine. But in this scenario, I think it's pretty hard to get away from the fact that you're really not spinning anything by telling everybody that the Mexican government is kind of corrupt and that cartels are at large, pretty much have their hands in government decisions. So I think the story really kind of took on a life of its own and kind of proved the point and gave you a real look into what's going on down there.
Yeah, totally. But my only thing is, if he didn't get the ending, I don't think the story was strong enough, except for that ending.
Oh, the ending. Yeah, the ending really ties it up with a bow. If he doesn't get the ending, then it's just some documentary that you see air once on A&E.
Tapers off and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you get to see some interesting stuff about the country that you're not privy to as an American, but
absolutely there's one specific part where they're actually where it kind of takes on a cops mode where there's a camera guy in the back of a car while they're kind of looking for a head of the cartel and they're getting shot at, and the camera guy ducks behind a car. Really, really crazy to kind of be out there. You got to think the crew and the guys producing the documentary really put their life on the line to make this thing. What did you watch this week,
Well,
Nick?
this week I watched a similar movie.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
It had a lot of similar themes, and overall I think it was basically the same story. I watched Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. Because you can't have one without the other.
Right. I want to debate you about this. I believe that Ghostbusters 2 is the better movie.
I agree.
I'm going to say that...
Damn you.
That's
I believe
shit.
Ghostbusters 2
1 is the better film.
All right.
Ghostbusters
2 versus 1.
Ghostbusters, here's what I have to say is that Ghostbusters 2 has a more solid story, whereas Ghostbusters 1 just kind of coasts on the charm of the cast. I mean, it just cruises along, going from kind of segment to segment, just kind of stitched together, barely.
Well, Ghostbusters 1 has to create a universe, and on top of that, they also interweave an agenda.
I don't disagree.
Which is huge.
I just think Ghostbusters 2 has the more solid story.
It has the better. I think would you say that it has the better villain?
Ghostbusters
2?
Absolutely, I would say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can Ghostbusters 2 exist without Ghostbusters 1?
Yes.
No way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
If you just started a movie that just said 5 years later, because that's how it starts. It just starts with 5 years later, and it just picks up like that.
Without establishing the franchise?
Sure you can, because immediately the first scene is these kids don't even remember what we did for the city. And then as the movie goes on, they talk about what they did in the past while
Absolutely. It is a kind of a standalone movie now that you think about it.
It really does.
The Statue of Liberty walking through the city, that part was
Still
awesome.
gives me chills.
God,
I watched it the other day. I was like, this is great. You can't.
Yeah, look at you can't bullshitting me.
No,
you can't hear
serious.
that song.
I swear to God, I grew up watching both those movies, and I always leaned in. I'm a sequels guy. I love
That's why we call
2.
him Tony 2 times.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2.
I like sequels. I like Ghostbusters 2. I really like Ghostbusters 2, but Ghostbusters 1 is a better movie, by far.
The Bill Murray character is a hack fraud. Everything about him is a lie. He has zero interest in the supernatural until the moment he sees a ghost in the basement of the New York Public Library for the first time.
Yeah.
Everything he has done up until that point has just been to coast by, glomming on to Egon and Ray.
You think at what point he's aware that it exists?
The
From
minute
the
he
beginning?
once he sees
one?
the ghost in the basement of the New York Public Library where he tries to hit on her, he's like, I don't know what to do. That's when he realizes, oh, this is a real thing. And the first thing he thinks of is, we could make a lot of money dealing with this.
So what's the problem?
Nothing. It's just that he's really just kind of an anti-hero, I guess.
Yeah, he's extremely well-rounded as a character.
I wouldn't say well-rounded. I think he's just kind of a lazy smartass.
Time for Tony's third
who
degree.
You really,
Who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
and why is it Winston?
Scariest moment in that? For me, it was when Janusz is a flying
Oh,
witch
yeah,
nanny.
Are
that's
you kidding me?
creepy too,
That
yes.
is legitimately horrifying.
Yeah, I also think Ghostbusters 2 has the scarier moments too.
Yes, it's the scarier
It's got the
movie,
more
man.
scarier
It's more of a horror
visuals.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
Ghostbusters 1 is more fun.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2 is the horror
I'm
movie.
not debating that. It's
Yeah.
definitely leads more towards horror. The
I
sequel.
don't understand why it has such the negative-ish rap that it has. I think time has kind of forgiven it, but I saw that was one of the first movies that I saw in theaters, and I remember being blown away. And I was, I think, 8 or 9.
I
when
think-
I saw it.
I honestly think we can chalk this up as a win for us. I think we've convinced them.
No, you have
Great job, Nick.
I mean, if we look at the video screen right now, I'm sure it says Nick and Tony 1 and Charlie.
Put it
0.
on the board.
Look, it says it right there.
It's a great movie. I'm not doubting it, but it's not better than 1.
Show the scoreboard again. Great.
Okay, great.
We'll keep that running tally.
Goddamn
Okay.
scoreboard.
So, if you haven't heard, we have our own video podcast now located on YouTube. Otherwise, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter,
Stitcher,
SoundCloud, iTunes, all the regular places.
GooglePlay.
Rate and review us on all the things you can think of. Charlie, Comic-Con.
This weekend, Cleveland, Ohio, promoting my graphic novel, Boy Zero.
Let's ride off into the sunset, back into the Blood Gulch.
Yeah. Listen to that hot new theme we've got. We
some-
are still accepting submissions for intro and outro music.
Yes, we'd like to thank John Doe for this week's submission.
He definitely has a name. It'll be credited somewhere. Is great.
Add some horse clip claps during this part.
Yep. Don't sing music. We have our own little
Well,
thing.
I don't know what part of the song it is.
It's already in. It's been in since we started wrapping up. Okay, well, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good week.
Goodbye.
Bye.